Hi guys, it's Charlene O'Neill again. So I decided for this week to do all Dia de los Muertos crafts and things, the Day of the Dead. I am originally from San Jose, California, and the Hispanic culture is really prevalent there. I grew up around the culture my whole life pretty much. So it's kind of stuck around. I love the colors of the Mexican culture. It's so bright and colorful. The people are bright and colorful. So I love Day of the Dead stuff. I love sugar skulls. I love Mexican food. I love Mexican dance and music. It's all just fun. I also like the idea behind Dia de los Muertos because it kind of sets aside a few days to remember our loved ones who've passed and celebrate them in a way. And so that is what the sugar skull is. They tend to be representative of somebody that you love that has passed away. Las Calaveras is what they're known as. Yeah, they're just bright and colorful and just fun. They've become more and more and more popular in the United States, and I like that. I also did this little skull lady here just for fun. Yeah, and I had two of my teenagers making this with me as well. So this is one that I think would be really fun to do as a paint and wine night with the ladies or the guys. Guys like to craft too, don't forget them. I think it would just be fun. This took a little bit while to get through from start to finish. You kind of have to wait for the paint to dry to do it in different layers. So sip wine while you're waiting. It's perfect. Yeah, so I hope that somebody out there does that and takes pictures and tells me about it. Yeah, have fun with this one. And tomorrow's gonna be a fun one too. Bye guys. You will need some acrylic paint and some fake flowers. I got this paint here from Craft Warehouse. It's just an acrylic paint. And the skull I got from the Dollar Tree. It's just a plastic skull. You just want a thin top coat to start with, all over the whole skull. I also got the flowers at Dollar Tree. They are a red and orange and yellow kind of carnation type flower. You want to put 2 coats of paint on it just so that you get a nice white skull. If you want it to have that kind of aged look, you can leave it, but for the sugar skull, you want it to look white, nice and white, like sugar. And then I just put the colored paint in a little piece of plastic that I had from a carton of eggs. And then a little tiny brush, and I pulled up a sugar skull example on Google that I looked up. I just Googled sugar skull images and found one that I liked and then kind of copied it. If there's something about the one that you found that you don't like, just replace it with parts of different ones and have fun with it. The plastic skull itself has shape to it, so I used that to help with my lines around the mouth and around the teeth and around the eyes. If you just use those as your guide, it's kind of hard to mess up. And if you do mess up, just take some of your white paint after it dries and go over it and you'll be fine. This is a perfect project for kids to do. And remember, with your sample image, the simpler the better if you're afraid that you're going to mess up. So, yep, that'll mess up. I just started with some orange around the mouth, kind of gave it a little scallop look. And then fast forward. Bam. I have some flowers kind of going around the eyes. I outlined most of it in black paint. I thought of using a Sharpie to make it a little bit easier, but I wanted it to have a uniform look, and the paint with the colored paint kind of tied everything together for me. I really did like what the black paint added to the whole piece. Like I said, this is a perfect project to get your girlfriends together, get a bunch of paint, have some wine, or do it with the kids. I had two of my 16-year-olds sitting here with me doing their own, listening to some music, making a mess. Just fill in the eyeballs. Most of the samples that I found did have black sockets in their eyes and in their nose. It kind of gives it more of a skeleton look. And then take your flower stems and pull them off the little sticks. And then you want to cut off the bottom so that it can be flat against the head. Take the little plastic piece off, but still leave your little stick sticking in there, and just hot glue your flowers to the top. It's a little flower headdress. So fun, so colorful. You also don't have to worry about painting the whole head if you add the flowers, or if you want to make yours with a little hat. Maybe you found a little hat somewhere, you want to make a hat out of fabric, you could do that also. But this one I just chose to use some flowers. And there you go. I love it. I also, like I said, have this other little skeleton guy from the Dollar Tree. And I just took some white chalk paint that I had laying around. And I put a couple coats of paint on this little lady. I think that it looked better white, especially for what I wanted to use it for. I think that either one of these pieces would look cute with a spray glitter over them, like a super fine glitter. Add a little bit of something. And I just had this piece of scrap fabric that I hot glued there as a skirt. And another flower there. And then a second flower I took apart, used two of the layers, folded it in half and hot glued it to the top of its head as another head piece. I thought a whole flower kind of was too big for its head. And I just like to use what I have laying around. And there you go. I felt like it needed a little bit more on its face, so I gave it some black eye sockets, and there you go. Have fun.